Hey, what's going on, family? Michael Cabradilla right here. Let's continue to speak life into each other, right? So, we have been reading through this book right here, The 100 Simple Secrets of Happy People. And just another way to speak life into each other, into our friends, into our family, our community, business partners, everybody who's around us. So we've been reading through every single chapter in this particular book. The chapters are only less than 2 pages typically. So it's very short, simple. Share some insight, share some questions, possibly pose them. We would love for you to share some comments in the comment section. Chapter 60, join a group. Take an inventory of your interests. Chances are there is a group in your area dedicated to your special interest. People in groups develop positive personal relationships that tend to make them feel more comfortable around others, less lonely, and more in control of events. Bob is an old-fashioned guy whose hobby is woodworking. Bob, who lives in rural Iowa, rural, never know if I'm pronouncing that right, rural Iowa, had retired and was looking for people who shared his interest. He found himself involved with a woodworking group where he could pick up tips, exchange ideas, and correspond with people who shared his interest. Soon, Bob was receiving messages from people all over the country who wanted to discuss their hobby, and he made a number of friendships. When Bob's wife became seriously ill, he told his woodworking friends that he would be busy caring for his wife. Woodworking friends Bob had corresponded with were saddened and began discussing a project to make a get-well gift for Bob and his wife. Eventually, 12 different people from across the country, including a policeman, a lawyer, an engineer, and a janitor, started working on pieces of a bookshelf. The finished project was assembled by one of the group's members, and it was sent to Bob in Iowa. Bob was touched by the gift. He could not believe the goodwill of his fellow woodworkers, and he was grateful that he had been a part of such a wonderful group. Group membership tends to make people feel more connected to each other, and it increases personal confidence and satisfaction by 7%. Group membership tends to make people feel more connected to each other and increases personal confidence and satisfaction by 7%. Wow, that's a really powerful chapter. And, as I'm reading these chapters, typically when I read it on a video like this, it's my first time reading through it and things go through my mind or thoughts come about, right? One of the things that I've learned over the years is when you read something, hear something, watch something in a conversation with someone, for me, it typically brings up thoughts, brings up memories. And that's what I love about these particular videos, is I love hearing the comments. I love hearing what it makes you think of. And for me, as I'm reading this, one of the thoughts that came through my mind was, and this is kind of interesting, right? So here locally in San Diego, there are pockets of people that are in the Filipino community, right? So my parents were born in the Philippines. I was born here in the United States. But within the Filipino community, there are families that continue to be in contact with each other. But there are also people in pockets in different parts of the community that like to stick around. And one of these organizations, it was called the McBuddies because they always met at McDonald's. And my mom was a part of this organization. My dad is a part of this organization. And they typically get together at a local McDonald's and have coffee and just talk and communicate and break bread. And I remember when my mom passed away, there were a lot of people who gave gifts. Many of the gifts were monetary. A lot of people gave cards and obviously, shared the space with us. And I remember it was my duty to go through the cards and then thank people as for giving gifts and that type of thing. And I remember opening one of the cards, and there was a monetary gift in it. And it was a collection of monetary gifts from this group, the McBuddies, right? It was just a community organization, but they're very organized. They even had Christmas parties and holiday parties, get-togethers, barbecues, picnics, that type of thing. And I looked in that card and I saw so many people participate and contribute from that one group. The words that they shared, the collectivity of all of them getting together. I don't know if that's the word, collectivity, collection, I don't know. But just the collective effort, I'll say that. It was really touching, and obviously I'm thinking about it right now as I'm reading this particular chapter, because it meant a lot for that group of people to acknowledge my mom having been one of their members, my dad obviously still around, and him going through his process of losing my mom. It was really cool to see that, and that reminded me of this right here. Also part of different social media groups, like on Facebook. There are different Facebook groups that I'm a part of, and I love being able to connect with people who have a similar background, possibly, right? Like I've been a DJ for 25 plus years, and it's really cool to relate to other DJs within our business, within the world of PPLSI. I love connecting with people who are there as well. And then there are family groups and things like that. We all want to be a part of something that's bigger than us. And when we're a part of a larger group that has similar interests, it really does feel good to know that we're a part of that community. So what are your thoughts? Feel free to go ahead and share some comments in the comment section, and we will see you on the next chapter, which will be chapter 61. Look forward to seeing you guys. Take care. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in.